On the 27th line of the stone burial marker slab of the Egyptian pharaoh Merneptah from 1220 BC, the name of Israel is mentioned. On the obelisk of Assyrian king Shalmaneser III from 825 BC, there is a picture of Jehu, king of Israel. It describes how Jehu submitted his tariff around 841 BC. On the Kirk monolith from 853 BC, the name of another Israel king, Ahab, is mentioned. The Mesha stele bears an inscription by the 9th century BC Moabite king Mesha, where he is bragging about his victory over Israel. There in the text, the sacred Hebrew name of God, Yahweh, is mentioned, and the Jews are called the House of David. The Babylonian Chronicle records the first capture of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar in 597 BC. It also speaks of the exile of King Jehoiachin and the appointment of Zedekiah in his place. The Bible tells us that Judean king Hezekiah, about 701 BC, built a tunnel under the city of Jerusalem to get the water supply to the city. This tunnel of Hezekiah has also been discovered. The cylinder of the Persian king Cyrus bears the inscription of the decree allowing the Jews released from Babylonian slavery to return to Jerusalem, and gives them money from the Persian government to rebuild their temple. This is exactly what the Bible tells us in Ezra 1:1-4. Stories told in the New Testament have also been confirmed by archaeological discoveries. People said there was no pool of Bethesda where Jesus healed a paralyzed person, until the ruins of that pool were discovered exactly where John said it was. They said there was no Pontius Pilate, the prefect of Judea, who put Jesus to death, until in 1961 in Caesarea a stone tablet was found. The tablet had the inscription, Tiberium Pontius Pilatus, prefectus of Judea. They said there were no crucifixions done in that time period, until the remains of a crucified man were found in the Jerusalem area. They said there was no high priest named Caiaphas who had participated in the trial against Jesus, until in 1990, Caiaphas' ossuary, a depository for the bones of the dead, was then discovered. The confirmed historical facts presented in the Bible are many.
Okay. The Bible contains historical facts. So what? How does that make the Bible different from any other historical book?
If that which is written in the Bible is true, this book is about God and from God. How else can you explain the medical laws of the Old Testament? By following them, the Jewish nation was always a healthy and fruitful nation. It is known that all ancient civilizations had some medical traditions. However, they included the use of different kinds of nasty potions, such as excrements and organs of creatures, and also prayers to pagan gods. Almost none of these are in use today because they were worthless and even harmful for health. Medical rules of the Bible today are still valid and scientifically correct. For example, according to the Bible, God commanded boys of 8 days old to be circumcised. It's known that vitamin K and prothrombin are needed for fast clotting for a wound to be healed. Newborn babies don't manufacture vitamin K until the 5th to the 7th day. Regarding prothrombin, on the 8th day after birth, the human body appears to have the highest concentration of prothrombin of his entire life. Therefore, from a scientific point of view, the circumcision on the 8th day is the best time. The boys' circumcision helped prevent sicknesses which could lead to barrenness with their wives in the future. Therefore, today, the circumcision of newborn boys is still practiced in many countries. Many humans have disappeared from the face of the earth due to diseases like cholera, bubonic plague, Spanish flu, and so forth. However, the Jews, even though there was less number of them compared to other nations, always survived. That fact is due to the medical laws that were given to them by God. Until the 19th century, when the microscope was invented and microbes were discovered, a doctor could check a corpse and then with his unwashed hands go to assist in a baby delivery. and after that all were confused why a healthy-born baby died so soon. Though in the Bible from 1500 BC it was said to wash yourself completely after visiting a dead or a sick person, to cover food in the house where the sick were, and to wash or burn that which was in contact with the sick. If the body of a sick person had a plague, the sick and all who lived with him were unclean for 7 days. If a house had plagues on its walls, all who lived in there had to leave it. A priest locked the house and checked the plague after 7 days. That was the real 7-day quarantine, as doctors still effect today. All prohibitions of the Bible have its confirmation in modern medical research. Thus, unclean animals, which we are prohibited to eat, usually have more parasites, are virus transmitters, or accommodate in themselves harmful chemicals for people. Could the Jews by themselves come to the understanding of the quarantine, the 8th day of circumcision, the prevention of microbe-related sicknesses? Of course not. However, even more interesting aspects of the Bible are the prophecies.